Hey guys, welcome back, and welcome to the road trip, because this is the first stop and the first part of the first video for the road trip. So first for a lot of stuff. It's also going to be my first time sleeping in the car tonight. So yeah, this is the first stop, Jacksonville Beach. I just got here. I've been walking around a little bit and just enjoying it. The weather's pretty nice out actually, even though it looks kind of cloudy. Then I'm going to go up to this little truck stop that I found. It's about an hour north of here on my way to Georgia. So I'm gonna go sleep there for the night, and then I will keep on trucking on up the East Coast here. So I'm gonna go get to it. Well, this is my first night in the car, so I just got all settled in. You can see all my little blanket things across the sides of the car and whatnot. So I'm all settled in for the night. I already brushed my teeth and stuff, put my retainers in, and I'm gonna head off to bed. So hopefully this first night of sleep in the car isn't too bad. All right, guys, not gonna lie, it was not that easy getting to bed last night. I thought it'd be easier. I probably tried to go to bed around 8 o'clock at night, and it didn't go very well until about 11. But then at about 11, once I actually fell asleep, 11:30 maybe, then I pretty much slept through the night until like 5, 6 a.m. Then I rolled around a little bit until like 7 a.m. and now I'm up. So it wasn't too bad. That was the first night I slept in the car though. And I'm actually looking forward to doing it again. I just need to get a little farther north so it's not as hot and wet. So I kind of thought that the bench was gonna be here still, but this is where Forrest Gump said life's a box of chocolates. That's where like the movie like scene is from, is like right here in this little spot. But I kind of thought the bench would still be there, but I looked it up and it's not anymore. I guess they took it out, so it's whatever. I was kind of looking forward to sitting down on the bench, but being in the spot is close enough, so. So I'm still in Georgia, but on the way here when I was driving up from Florida, I know this is gonna sound kind of odd, but like one thing I noticed is, if you've ever played like Red Dead Redemption 2, when you go down to the south part of the game, it's like the exact same, like it's identical. Like the little swamps and the bridges and like the way that everything kind of looks, it looked identical. So they did a pretty good job. I was pretty impressed. And I don't know if you guys like play Red Dead 2 or anything. I never really like got super into it, but I played it for a little bit. And that's my takeaway, is that on this trip, it looked the exact same. So props to Rockstar Games for doing an accurate job. So I just got to Charleston, South Carolina, and this is kind of just like a little stop on the list. Someone recommended it to me yesterday actually, but it's really cool here. It has like a New Orleans type of vibe to it, and it's like there are a lot of parks here, real outdoorsy, and a lot of water and stuff, so it's pretty cool. So as I'm walking around in downtown Charleston here and kind of exploring a little bit, exploring the city and seeing different stuff, I was realizing that, you know, I'm all alone, I'm by myself, and so it's been kind of interesting doing this trip as an independent, because, you know, I have to figure everything out myself. Like, where am I going to sleep? What am I going to eat? You know, where am I going to go for different stuff? And with that being said, it's been a little challenging, but it's also been really fun, because you have to meet new people and ask people for directions and ask people, you know, can I park here? Ask like local people what they know. But being alone is kind of like a superpower, because I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. And it really leaves a lot up to me. So I can decide, like, what am I passionate about? What do I want to see? Where do I want to go? What do I want to experience? And you can't really get that if you're with someone else or with another group of people. So being alone is definitely advantageous in a sense. It's kind of weird being alone. Like, you don't really want to be alone. It's like in your nature to be with a group of people. But it does have its advantages. It's really cool just being able to go wherever I want and walk wherever I want and talk to whoever I want. So Well, I got a little tired of driving. I've been driving for like 3 or 4 hours now, and my legs got a little sore. And while I was driving on the highway, I don't know like how it's even possible, but it like poured. Like I could not see in front of me, next to me. I couldn't see anything for like an hour. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a little stop real quick. I'm gonna take 10 minutes to stretch, get something to eat, drink some water. And I pulled off the highway and I saw this cute little like run down kind of like shed shack thing. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull up in my camping chair and I'm just gonna sit here and watch some cars for like 10 minutes. So that's what I'm doing. So I just got done at the gym here. It's my first time going to a Crunch on the road, and I made a mistake. So it was a Crunch Select gym, which means like you can't go there unless you have like a Select membership or you pay more. And I don't have that. So I had to go in and I was gonna have to pay, but I started talking to the lady a little bit that was at the front desk, and she was like, you can go ahead. And I was like, yes, we're winning today. So I just worked out for free, showered for free, got everything done, and I wanted to kind of videotape a little bit while I was in there like working out and doing everything, but it was really quiet and there wasn't a ton of people and there was no music. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna record in here today, but next time. You know what's fun about being on the road is that every day there's a new challenge. So like I just woke up, it's 7 a.m. or so, and it's all wet, you know, because it was raining all last night. So I slept in the car in the rain, and you gotta leave the windows cracked so that way you like don't die in the car. And so now the car's a little wet. So now I've got to figure that out. Well, I'm in this county park and taking a little hike here. I went on the upper trail because I figured it'd be the driest because it's been raining since I left, but I forgot bug spray. And I've been getting destroyed out here by bugs. And I've got spider webs all over me too. So we're dealing with it. But it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? You're one with nature. You got spider webs and bugs on you. What are you gonna do? So like I said, it's been raining non-stop since I left. It just stopped raining for like the first time, like a handful of hours ago. But that did not stop me from going to all the parks that I wanted to go to. So needless to say, I got a little wet. So between my sheets in the car getting wet where I was sleeping and my clothes getting wet today, and then just some extra little laundry stuff that I had, I decided to stop at the laundromat. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I am waiting for my laundry to be done, so that way I can get the show on the road and get to the next stop. All right, guys, so I just finished doing my laundry and everything, and I did a little rearranging since everything was out anyway. And basically, like I was kind of complaining about the sleeping and stuff, you know, how it's been a little bit uncomfortable. Well, I've realized the problem is I like to sleep on my side, and I can't really sleep on my side because I'm not gonna get into it, but the way that the car's set up, I can't sleep on my side. So is what I did is I rearranged everything, so now it's a little easier to maneuver. So basically I took out some of the stuff in the back. I took out everything in the back seat and put it all in the back in the trunk. And then I put the bed in the back like sideways. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to tell because I don't want to open the doors, because let me just tell you, it was not very easy getting that thing stuffed back there because it's way too big for the back seat. But I deflated some of the air, I tilted up the corners, problem solved. So now we're good to go, and we're gonna see if tonight works out any better. If not, we can always revert back to the old way. But this is the new setup, just in case anybody was wondering. So sleeping last night was more comfortable, I think. The only complaint that I have is that my left leg was asleep when I woke up. And I don't think that's really a problem, per se, because I think tomorrow I'll just switch sides. So I'll sleep like with my head on the other side. But yeah, it was more comfortable. I slept better, and now I'm in Virginia. So I'm in Chesapeake Bay area. So I slept in this spot right here last night, and I found out this morning when I was brushing my teeth that it's 1 hour. I parked there for like 7 or 8 or 9 hours. So I'm glad I didn't get towed. You live and you learn. Now I'll be on the lookout for signs. But I just thought it was funny. So I'm at this beach in Delaware, and it was definitely a trek to get here. It took me a good 45 minutes, an hour just to find a place to park, and I'm not even like parked in a place that I should be parked, so I gotta get back to the car at some point here soon. But I just wanted to like talk about real quick why I decided to come on this trip, and just something I've been thinking about. So subconsciously, when I was coming on this trip, like I knew it was going to be difficult to sleep in the car. I knew it was going to be difficult financially to, you know, figure out how to get around the country for, you know, somewhat cheap. And I knew all these problems and stuff would come about. And I think part of the reason that I really wanted to go on this trip and needed to go on this trip was so that way I could learn how to suffer and fail and, you know, understand how to get through it and become a better person. And so that's like, I was just thinking about it. I think that's really the main drive of why I wanted to come on this trip. Obviously, I wanted to see all these different places, and I wanted to go around the United States and see the parks and meet people and, you know, etc. But I think that the really like key element to it was I needed to grow up a little bit, you know, because a lot of us live very easy lives and we don't have to suffer very often, if at all, and we're still not happy. Like, we still don't appreciate the things that we have and the experiences that we get to have. And so going through, you know, negative experiences and suffering a little bit, I think makes you a lot happier. It makes you a better person overall. So that's kind of like, I guess, why I wanted to, you know, go on this trip in subconscious Nick space. So today I'm in Washington, D.C., and last night I spent the night at a friend's house. He's in the military, so I can't name too much information about it, but he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, and he said that I could stay at his place last night. So that was pretty cool, going to see the military base and everything. And then today I'm in DC, so I'm going to explore a little bit and see all the DC stuff, you know. I just met a guy that works for Apple Maps, and so if you check the World War II memorial area on Apple Maps at some point, I might be on there. So I've been complimented on my socks a bunch today, and these are my second favorite socks. My shark socks are my favorites, but these are my second favorite, and like an alligator, I am starving. So I'm going to this place that a couple people recommended to me called Founding Farmers. So let's go find out if it's any good. That's a 9 out of 10 burger. Well, I made a little mistake. My orienteering skills were not as good as I thought they were going to be. So I ended up walking like 15, 16 miles today. And because I went, like, I thought I was going to go from one end, like the Lincoln Memorial, down to the Capitol and then back to the car. But as what I did was I went down and then over and then back down here and then back over, and then now I got to go back up. So I ended up walking like twice as far as I thought I would, but it's important to get your steps in. So I had fun. I just got a little sweaty, but I'm gonna go to a Crunch gym here on the way back to this truck stop I found, take a little shower, and hit the hay for the night. So I just got my car back, and I forgot to do one thing that I wanted to do before the end of the video, and I had to change shirts because I was so sweaty. But one last thing before the end of the video. On my odometer, the amount of miles for the trip so far is 1412. So far I've traveled 1,412 miles, and I will update you guys again next week back to the capital. So if you guys like this video, then make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to Landshark Lifestyle already, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next week with another video. Also, I wanted to let you know, if you wanted to see like more pictures and more of like where I've been at and stuff, then check out my Instagram, because I post a lot more stuff on there about where I am, and like a lot more like pictures and stuff like that that I'm not putting on my YouTube. So go ahead and check out my Instagram too, and I will see you guys next week.